Hey, it's White Boy Chris. If the Pat Downs ever made you laugh, then join our Patreon and support us. Get bonus content, a t-shirt, or an autographed copy of Rabbit, Miss Pat's autobiography. Visit MissPatComedy.com for the link to the Patreon, and while you're there, join our Facebook group.
Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of the Pat Down. I want to first thank you guys for putting this podcast in the top 10. After just 4 weeks, we truly appreciate it. Don't we, Dion and Chris?
Hell yeah.
Hell motherfucking yeah.
I'm actually blown away. When like I said, when Chris first said this shit, I was like, shut the fuck up, Chris. You ain't selling me no pipe dreams. But I'm truly appreciate it. Make sure
to rate, review, subscribe in iTunes. Go give us a review, 5 stars. That helps us get to number 1. We want to be the number 1, not just comedy podcast, but number 1 podcast. If you like this show, go do that for us, and that'll help us get to number 1.
And you know what? We just started a Patreon this week.
Yep.
Yeah, because y'all keep asking me to do video. I'm sitting in my house right now with Chris with no bra on, with no wig on, no eyelashes, and I look like his Uncle Pat.
You got to see this shit.
And it's hot as fuck.
Honestly, I've had a Woody the entire time. You call them Woodies, Dion?
Not to other men.
Woody sound like a small dick Chris. Well, anyway, I think we call them in the hood Panthers.
Panthers. Well, there's a difference between your neighborhood and my neighborhood, Miss Pat, in terms of size, girth, all that.
But what else do I supposed to be?
You should just say Garyana, me,
okay.
and introduce.
Come on, Garyana. Thank y'all for tuning in. And today I'm sitting here with, say hey, Dion.
What's up, y'all?
Y'all give it up for my white boy Chris.
How's it going?
And y'all show some love to my daughter with the loud voice, Garyana. Hey! Get your ass out of here.
That was so fucking energetic. This is going to be a good podcast.
Yeah, that means she don't exercise at all.
No. Well, I'm here.
All right, y'all. Stay tuned. You about to have some fucking fun. It's about to get real.
You better get up, get out, and tune into this podcast. This Pat spit the truth, spit the real fact. Nothing but the ugly, classy at the same time. Pat got the flavor, these are not your same lines. That's the politics, she been on the real grind. It could be pretty but ugly at the same time. Just tune in, put your lock on the spin down. Ain't no need for the wait and turn it up now. What you talking about? Is it real though? And cut the game, you get no play like Nintendo. You wasted time, turn it up, nothing but the ugly. Straight off the top, everything she say, you know it's funny. Full blast, this a taste of the future. Listen on your iPhone, on your desktop computer. Share it, tweet it, ain't no way to beat it. Nothing but the ugly, turn it up and gon' repeat it. Nothing but the ugly.
So how's everybody doing today?
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Why is everybody mad?
I think Dion mad because I was watching Beyonce.
Nah, I'm mad because your energy is shit. You've been ordering people around like the goddamn dictator you are. Patricia Castro over
Pole
here.
Pat.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Hurry up! Who I'm hurrying up to?
Everybody.
Well, I mean, shit.
Get the clothes. Boy just got off the school bus, walked in the house. Nigga, get that up. Put that down. Get that up. Put that down, nigga. Like, goddamn.
Well,
Can a nigga walk in the house and pee? Shit.
He should be thankful he got a house to walk into. There was days I got home and all shit was sitting on the side of the street. Try watching the Smurf from the sidewalk in front of your house. So learn how to be thankful, goddammit.
What about a Smurf?
The Smurf, the cartoon.
Oh, you were watching TV
If
outside.
I was him, I would rather watch TV outside.
Honestly, it's a beautiful day.
You know
out.
what I mean? It's so nice.
It is
outside.
beautiful outside, Garyana.
Child, fuck that shit here. These kids, hey, you fuck up my house, you gonna clean it up.
Absolutely.
I'm not Hazel. Do I look like a maid? I've been sitting in this house all day with no bath, no wig, just chilling. I don't want to clean up behind no fucking kid.
Right.
First of all, my kids are grown and I should be off on my own, living my best life. But I decided to sacrifice my life for somebody else's kid. I'm not picking up your shitty drawers.
Right.
I'm not doing that fucking shit.
And when you're like before middle school, they're always shitty drawers too. Like, I don't know about you, Dion, but boys are gross. I was a smelly kid.
I wipe my ass. I ain't finna co-sign.
Well, he got a little bit of ass. Yeah, when he flushed the toilet wipe his ass. He ain't got no ass. He's skinny and built like a white girl before ass implants were popular. Yeah, me and you got to dig in our ass like we rumming through a trash can to get it clean.
Garyana, how are you today?
I'm doing well. It's hot in here.
It is hot in here.
That's why I had the
Turn
window
the air on,
open.
Gary.
Somebody bring us air conditioning.
But even if you did, it doesn't work anymore.
Minions?
Why would you cut off the air?
To save energy. Aren't you trying to save the planet?
That is a good point, Miss Pat.
Well, she be telling me to recycle and shit and don't throw shit out because the dolphins gonna get it. And I don't know how. Hold on for a minute. Quisha call. I'm sorry, y'all. You know me. I answer phone calls in the middle of the thing. How was y'all weekend? I was in New York.
Is she the one with all the Asian babies?
She's the one with all the Asian babies.
Well,
6
she only
Asian
had
babies.
2.
All them kids Asian. By 2 different Asian black men.
Dion, I learned she has a graveyard pussy, I think is what it was said on the air.
That's what Ashley said.
What show? Were you on Sean Latham's show?
Yeah.
And your daughter, Ashley, walked up and just one word and destroyed the whole show. It was hilarious. And then I saw a picture of Ashley for the first time and went, holy shit, Miss Pat has a twin. Ashley looks exactly
like her. Like she had her by herself.
Like carbon copy.
It's kind of gross, to be honest with you.
Why? You want to sleep with me and Ashley? 'Cause
Fuck
we look
no.
alike?
Fuck no. I've never seen somebody,
Look exactly like their parents.
exactly. Like she looks I've never seen her father.
It's
but
like your genes marched in and said,
it's
get
like,
the fuck out of the way.
You know what I mean?
We're
It's like they
trying-
took that one little piece they needed from his balls. It was like, the rest of y'all get the fuck out of here. We got this.
Well, that's what happened when you poor and grow up together. They say feed them till they look like you. That motherfucker looks just like me.
insane.
Remember back in the day before DNA test came out, and that's the baby daddy. Well, feed the nigga till he look like you.
I did not have that saying. Where I
don't know.
Before DNA came out, you took the man to child support court. He said, well, that ain't my child. So the judge said, well, there's no way to prove you not the daddy. Just feed them till they look like you.
What?
So feed them until they get old, like 18.
No, feed them till they look like you. If you feed anything enough, you'll start to look like them.
No, that's not how that works. Do people look like their dogs and their lizards?
I feel like you get twin babies when you have sex in a graveyard. Like, I feel like that's what happened.
That's out of left.
What the fuck is a graveyard got to do with this?
Isn't that where you
Isn't
got
that where
pregnant?
Ashley was conceived?
The graveyard?
No, my kid was conceived there. That's why his eye was dead.
He was ugly.
You said it was dead, so it's alive now?
Yeah,
He
a
sees
resurrection.
It's starting to open. It's starting to open again.
He was born with one eye closed?
No, he got like his eye. He's just fat. His eyes won't open.
It's just well shut.
He has like very fat eyelids.
Yeah,
They're like
heavy
obese.
eyes. He got heavy
Well, that's
eyes.
what happens, I guess, when you got to look out for ghosts.
Fucking ghosts.
Or a fist.
Ain't no damn ghost in the grave. I mean, they out there, but they don't say nothing. They just look. They just look. They don't bother you.
Do you believe in ghosts?
The Holy Ghost.
No,
I almost
because
caught the Holy Ghost one time at a Paula
Abdul.
White.
Paula Abdul.
I thought maybe you were looking at her before and you felt some type of way.
No, Paula White. I was at the Georgia Dome at this Christian thing. I used to sell hamburgers and hot dogs there back in the day with the kids in my neighborhood. And Paula White, T.D. Jakes, and all them was there.
Get ready, get ready, get ready, get
Oh,
ready.
yeah. That was the most craziest shit I ever seen Christian people do. They was like, sow a seed. God say sow $100 seed. I'm like, dollars don't grow out the ground, nigga. And all these church people just grabbed $100 and threw it. And they back in the day, the dome was 3 tiers. So then you pick it up and you just keep throwing it. I say, you some crazy motherfucker. I ain't never seen it rain like that with a bunch of black people. I'd have been in there picking that shit up. But she almost made me, that day I really felt the Holy Ghost and I ran up out of there.
You
I
ran
just
away?
got my hair fixed. The Holy Ghost can't fuck with no black woman when she just came from the beautiful fuck around and my
You gonna
wig
sweat
fall
out
off.
your edges?
Wasn't no edges back then. It
Wouldn't
was
that
just
be
quick
the
weeds.
most fucked up thing? The only reason she went to hell is because she didn't want to mess up her hair.
You get in front of Jesus.
Now that humidity gonna kill you.
But do you know that they say that's one of the reasons why black women are overweight, because we won't work out because of our hair?
Really?
Yeah, we would not fuck up our hair. So now we're wearing wigs, huh?
I still won't.
Yeah.
And we got real hair.
I was gonna bag on Garyana, but I can't. I just listened to
What
the.
you gonna do?
I can't.
Don't start now, you can't finish.
She would eat your red hair.
She's too
ass
funny.
up.
She's too funny for me.
But they say black women don't work out, so that's one of the reasons why we're so overweight. So now we're going to wigs and plastic surgery. We just skip the workout. To just fucking suck it out of us and then give us a nice little baby doll figure.
Well, that's how white people did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they never.
They
went to the
created a
gym.
whole new profession so they didn't have to work out. They wanted asses, so what they do? Instead of working out to get an ass, they just got a doctor. Hey, put some ass on me.
You know, and that's what I don't understand about people, because back in the day, if you wanted an ass when I was little, all you had to do was use your mother government butter. That shit worked.
Just to get
You
get a
rub
fat
butter on your chest. You never heard that? You rub it on your ass and you just soak it in your
What?
draw. It's supposed to make your booty grow. When we was little, they was like, you want titties? Put butter on your titties. My mom used to beat the...
This sounds like some
Creative molestation,
yeah,
right?
some creepy
Come here,
ass
let me rub-
uncle, Mr. Illegal D's, hanging around.
No, that was the next door neighbor, them twins, who I
Yeah.
got in trouble with for drinking my mama alcohol.
Mama, they were stupid. You
Yeah, they were
told
the worst
two
fucking-
dumb stories about your next door neighbors.
But they used to say,
well, it might have worked because you do got a big butt.
I
and
got big
tits.
titties too.
I don't think that had anything to do with butter.
That's science. That's science.
Genetics, yeah.
Yeah, but see, today they using that wrong butter shit. They done took all the cholesterol out the butter.
You gotta go out there and get that expensive carrot goat butter and put that on you. That's that organic butter.
No, you can't use that good shit.
What do you use?
It's like drinking a Coke just straight out the fountain. No, you got to use the bad shit to make your ass grow.
Like country crock.
Country Crock is good.
Big rock.
So what's the bad butter?
It's
I don't know.
margarine. Don't rub margarine on
The
it. It'll
butter that
shrink.
you-
Parquet. Butter.
It's the butter with no name. You
I
just-
can't believe I have no ass.
No, it's the shit that say butter. That's
Right.
what you got to use.
I've never seen
They
anything
just
like
call
that.
butter. Don't got no other kind of name. No ingredients.
No
No,
ingredients, just say
you know,
butter. And it take forever to melt.
Yeah,
No
of course.
nutritional value. Just says butter.
The ingredients are your imagination. You guess what it is. You guess what you think.
Well, that shit worked for me. I got a big ass booty. And speaking of women, we want to talk about. I was thinking today that shit in Alabama. Alabama has lost their goddamn mind. Gonna ban abortion, even
never
for
had
rape
that.
victim. How is Alabama out of all states with the cousin fuckers, the daddy fuckers, the uncle fuckers, the next door neighbor, the dog fuckers, going to ban abortion?
I feel like that's probably a small minority of the stuff. Our
Well,
listeners,
that's the ones I'm
our
talking
listeners
to.
in Alabama are plummeting.
Well, we can say the same thing about Georgia too because they did the same thing.
Well, we're not talking about Georgia. They ain't passed it. We're talking about Alabama. They real close to passing. Isn't that crazy? You know what's crazy about banning abortion? And I don't give a fuck what you write in and say. I personally do not give a fuck because I would have Garyana hurt your feeling with a pen and paper.
She doesn't have anything better to do.
But fuck you up in
she don't
conversation.
have shooters. She got writers.
Goddamn right. So my thing is that they do all of this shit to control the women body, but nobody ever come up with clip the nigga nuts. When we gonna have clip the nigga nuts day?
That is true, ladies.
Mandatory castration.
If a man tells you that it was an accident, he came in you, he is fucking lying. You know when you're about to come. Dion, you want to get in on this?
I've had an accident.
You're a goddamn liar.
Whoops.
Lying.
Chris,
I'm getting older, Chris.
You talking about by yourself, Chris? He was in some pussy. You talking
Listen, if 100% of unwanted pregnancies are caused by the man because he can't control his shit.
Well, my thing is how they always talking about doing shit to the woman, but they don't ever say. Now, I want to hear somebody pass a bill to say all men must clip their
Here's
balls.
the thing. You're never gonna get that because the women who agree with them keep fucking. You got to stop those bitches from giving those dudes some pussy.
What dudes?
The dudes who say.
Them old ass white men who the thing is you got all of these old ass white men making a decision. It was 25 white men passed that bill, and I guarantee you maybe 2 of their dicks work. Maybe 2 of their dicks work.
But that's not the problem. The problem is the women that agree with those dudes.
But it was all 25 men that passed that.
They're the ones in charge, but their wives are like, "Yes, honey, preach." Those are
Yeah,
the
'cause
bitches
there's
you
women-
got to check.
there's women
because the
who
minute
agree with
those
the bill.
bitches stop giving up pussy, those dudes will be like, "Well, fuck, we just got to change our attitude."
No, there are 5 more bitches like that. And
That's
that
what
is
I'm saying.
crazy.
Those are the ones you have to stop. You got to stop those.
No, but
those
you
are the
can't-
people you got to.
I'm not gonna. You cannot tell because 25 bitches decide to play with 25 small dicks in Alabama. The decisions to make.
Look what
every
happened.
other
Look, it's
woman
been happening for 400 years. Small dick
You know what I
motherfuckers. the racist motherfuckers keep getting fucked by racist bitches, and the shit
I
just
don't
keeps
think race
continues.
have anything to do
I'm
with.
saying it's the mentality of if I agree with the person in charge who's got a fucked up mindset. Those
They don't make them racist, Dion.
He's not saying they're racist. He's just saying that dumb hoes.
Don't say hoes.
See, I'm so sick of you. I can't say hoe.
can't say nothing.
But Santa Claus can say hoe.
Write it down and I'll say it for you.
Write down dick. I will say it for you. I have
No, he's trying to say that dumb girls be like messing with dumb dudes. See, now
when
I
it
can't.
personally
I can't
affects
say
them.
hoes.
When it personally affects them, then they'll change their behaviors.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Always when it personally affects
That's
them.
what I'm
That's
saying.
what-
So
that's what
you
he's
got
trying
to
to
get so whoever's in charge making the stupid decision that affects the majority, but they're in the minority, but they're controlling everybody. So like a 80-year-old white dude, who cares if he's going to have no one cares. But he's going to tell you can't have an abortion.
no, I
He
bet
ain't
you-
having no more kids. So why does he get to
I bet
say...
you every pro-lifer, as soon as one of their mistresses get pregnant, they like go get an abortion.
Exactly.
Because they love that. Donald Trump asked one of his mistresses to get an abortion. I'm sorry.
So, yeah.
You're amped up.
And the minute those dudes have to face the same consequences as everybody else will be, the minute they're like, you know what, we need to sit down and talk.
It's always. I mean, even with everything, it just blows my fucking mind. Why do it have to happen to you before you give a fuck what happening to everybody else? It's none of your business. It's none of your fucking business what women do with their body. It's none of your business.
Which is worse, a girl having an abortion at 15 or a girl having a kid at 15 who y'all don't help her raise this kid, y'all don't give her no money. She ends up having to break the law in order to provide for this kid. She goes to jail. The kid goes into the system. He's fucked up in the head
You
because y'all took
spending
his
way
mama
more
away.
money.
So now not only do you have her in jail, but you got
Chris,
him
we
out
really
here.
need you to speak up because you're a Christian.
This is. I was driving here and I was like, you know what? I hope we have a fun show today. The last fucking thing I wanted to talk about was Alabama and abortion.
Why?
Because I
Tell
think,
us how you feel.
Because I think
You look like you-
because I think that the way that these two have framed pro-life people is incredibly insulting to pro-life people and the things that they believe that I believe. I'm pro-life. I personally would not have.
You can't say you're pro-life and then take away all protections once that life gets here. That's stupid. That has nothing to do with anything. You can't say I'm pro.
Did I say that? Did you hear those words come out of my mouth?
I'm trying to get you. Go and finish.
Right.
Black people get excited, Chris. Don't get scared.
That's why I yelled back. That's what after the last one. She goes, "You just got to start fucking yelling back at him."
Yeah, go.
I think that the people that are in Alabama passing these laws, you may disagree with them, but they passionately believe what they're doing is right, and they operate from a different worldview than you have. And to just say that they're all fucking mistresses and that they're all a bunch of backward mouth-breathing hicks is incredibly insulting to those people because they just disagree with
we're
you.
not talking about. We're not talking about people that. When I say cousin fuckers, if you're not fucking your cousin, then this don't go towards you.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
So don't say because I said cousin fucker, dog fucker, whatever. If you're not fucking your dogs and your cousin and your auntie, well, then this don't fucking apply to you. That's just like saying all niggas breaking stoves. Chris, I don't break in no motherfucking stove.
Sure.
I go and use my fucking Speedway card the right way.
But here's where I do think that I agree with you guys is that the use of the government to force other people to live the way that those guys want them to live is inappropriate. Like my personal choices would be pro-life every time, but I understand that like you can never prohibition on anything does not work. You will never be able to prohibit abortion out of existence, and the pro-life position that. If you're a pro-lifer and you're not willing to say, I will put a woman and a doctor in jail for life for committing murder, if you're not willing to go to that point, then you're hypocritical. And they're never willing to go to that point. And so, because it is not, Miss Pat's on the phone.
She's her abortion doctor. Just
But, so
are you for or against abortion?
I am against abortion.
Okay,
just
well,
said those
that's
three
what I
times.
thought. That's why
Right.
you turned red in the face because us three, you don't
Right.
have a pussy. You a white man in America, and my thing is nobody should tell us what the fuck to do with our body. This is what I don't understand about this country. You say we can't kill the baby, but you don't want to feed the baby. Make the fuck up your mind, because usually people who get abortions usually can't afford the fucking baby. I am a person who had an abortion. to having an abortion is fucking horrible. It is fucking horrible. I felt so bad that I never got to know what the fuck I just killed. And to be honest with you, I would never do it again. But here I am, Chris, at 16 years old with my third child by a married man, uneducated, beating me. I'm already struggling with the first fucking two. Got an 8th grade education. I brought another baby into the world. They wasn't giving a nigga but $235. So I had to make a decision. At that age, I couldn't even get a job. And I knew what it was to steal a can of milk for 2 babies. And I'd be goddamn if I was good enough to steal enough for 3 babies.
Right.
That's the shit I'm talking about. It's easy to run your mouth. And I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about in general. It's easy for a motherfucker to run their mouth when they've never been in that situation.
I was pro-choice until I was in a relationship with a woman who had an abortion.
Well, Chris, you can't. She didn't want your baby.
But it wasn't the abortion it wasn't my child. But
you want her to keep somebody else's child with you?
No, I'm saying that this had happened in that person's past, and then you spend a lot of time with somebody who deals with that grief. I mean, that
she was crazy.
To say that men aren't affected by abortion, it's not even close in terms of how it affects. But I personally saw the effects that an abortion had on someone that I loved. It ruined our relationship. That grief ruined our relationship years after it had happened. And so
it ruined your relationship, Chris, because you supposed to fucking got her back pregnant. You wasn't doing your fucking job, Chris. You wasn't banging the vagina right.
I would have loved to, but she was afraid of getting pregnant, and so because of that experience. So to say
did you use a condom?
Yeah, and pulled out, and she was on birth control. Imagine how great my sex life was.
Well, you're supposed to stick a hole in the condom.
Here's the thing. If she clearly she's got trauma that she didn't deal with.
Absolutely.
So for you to be in a relationship with a person like that, you are taking on a responsibility.
He wanted some pussy real bad.
I mean, you knew what you were getting into. So
I didn't until years down the road. And then I was finally that person.
So whose fault is it that you didn't do the research, Chris?
You had to know that.
You got to do the research,
the
Chris.
Stupidest fucking hindsight bullshit argument I've ever heard, Dion.
How you knew up front that motherfucker was crazy, but you wanted the pussy.
She was attracted to me, Miss Pat. I knew she was nuts on something.
Okay, like I said, he didn't do the research.
Yeah, so now you want to fault all women because you was in a crazy relationship with a bitch who had whatever you thought the fuck she had. That was your dick didn't do the job, Chris.
No,
your dick was supposed to reverse her mind. I know some dicks will make you forget about shit. We're going to talk about them dicks after I come back from this break. We back with the dicks that change your minds.
That was an enlightening break. Honestly, yeah. It's quite the break. I
love this fucking podcast because you can talk about anything. It get really, really serious and then because Chris over here look like he about to fucking cry. As soon as we said Alabama, he turned red.
It was how real fucking quiet I was.
Jesus like, gonna get off.
I was like, oh goddamn! Oh goddamn it! I don't want to do this today.
Oh yes, you do.
I think people should have more abortions. I've been to school with some of these idiots that y'all raising, and I can't take it. Y'all are raising some dumb kids. Y'all don't teach them no manners. They don't be washing their hands when they come out the bathroom. They be picking their nose. And this is in high school, honey. Who are y'all raising? If you're not gonna put the time in to be good parents, just clip it out.
Well.
Yeah. See, Chris,
if you had a collection plate, I'll put some money in that
Church of one, just you and me.
Girl, I'm feeling everything you talking about.
Chris is not feeling this black church. He's like, you niggas going to jail.
I had my arms crossed. I was like, as soon as the collection plate passes, I'm leaving.
I can't stand a motherfucker who don't have no say. Like, you can, if bitches came up to you and was like, look, you got to you can't jack your dick. I don't care what you say. You can't jack your dick no more. You got to stop jacking your dick, or we gonna do this.
Your ass gonna be out there marching.
But it isn't about controlling a woman's body. It's about protecting a life that is inside of the woman.
What do you think is swimming around right now in your nuts? That's life. That's all that's is life.
And can I cut your nuts? Are you willing to cut your motherfucking nuts? Are you willing? Yes or no? Pro-life?
Of course not.
Oh, shut the fuck up about my pussy then, because this is my pussy, and I've said it before. I can set firecrackers off of my pussy.
You can't say when life starts. If a sperm is swimming, it's alive, it's moving. It may not be thinking, but it knows where to go.
Hell yeah.
So if that's life,
Let
quote,
me explain,
I'm using quotes.
Let me
life.
explain biology to you, Dion.
No biology.
No, I'm just
White
saying.
Chris, no biology
Where does the
today.
line? Where does the line start? Because if it's we can argue the stupid ass life starts at conception and a heartbeat and all that other bullshit. We can argue that all day. But at the end of the day, you cannot tell a woman. You just can't do that because I don't think it's right. Who gives a fuck what you think?
And if you heard me earlier, I'm not saying that I should have that power to force Miss Pat to do anything.
And then I'm not talking about you, am I?
So I want to make that clear. I think that at
So
the end
how
of
are
the
you
day,
pro-life? So if I have an abortion,
because at the end of the day, my beliefs control myself. And
No, they don't. That's the problem. A bunch of you
But-
motherfuckers who believe the same dumb bullshit get together
you keep-
and y'all make
Oh,
laws
wait a minute,
that
nigga,
that
calm down.
pass.
This is all friends. So
you
let me
keep
ask
using
something.
the word "you." No.
Let me ask you something, Chris.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you had to vote, listen, you gonna be hollering at my white friends. He ain't 3 niggas against 1. That ain't right now.
I'm not even
He
saying
bigger
that.
than
So
me.
it's y'all two.
Me yelling at him, he
Hey,
can handle it.
I'm not
Hey,
afraid of
so
Dion.
let me say
Yeah,
this.
say it again. I don't think she heard
Let me
you.
say this. So if you had a
I'm afraid of Miss Pat.
Okay. You better be.
I've seen the tape.
Which one?
There's multiple.
So if you had an opportunity, if you're on a board and you had to vote to stop abortion, how would you vote, Chris? I mean, I would personally say no, allow women to do what they want to do. That's just my belief, and I don't give a fuck what y'all say out there, how mad you get. I just believe that nobody should be able to tell me what to do with my fucking life. Do I think you should use abortions as recreation? Fuck no. You should be more responsible. But if somebody get raped or whatever your fucking reason is, no woman should have 9 abortions. No woman. So if you had to vote on abortion, you sitting there, you part of Congress, you in Alabama with a white hat on, a white wig on, and you
Is
got
he
your
the
mustache.
KFC man?
How did I turn into Thomas fucking Jefferson all of a sudden?
I thought he was the Pope.
So, and you got on a white robe and you look like Abraham Lincoln, and you had to vote. If you had to vote today to stop abortions, what would you vote?
My
Chris?
personal belief. So
I ain't gonna ask you your fucking belief. I'm
yeah, you
asking
did.
you.
That's
I'm
exactly what you just asked me.
Okay,
What is your
I'm asking-
belief?
I'm asking you, how would
No,
you vote?
because you're trying to put me into a false choice. Because I don't believe that I have the right as
Why
an
do you
individual.
have to explain everything, Chris? I know how I would vote.
Because I think it's important for the nuance to be
Oh,
there
fuck
because
the
it
nuance.
matters.
Can I say one cuss word later on?
No,
Oh, just one.
go, Chris.
Because using laws at the end of the day is using the barrel of a gun to force somebody else to live the way that you think they ought to live.
Like
And
black
I don't
folk.
feel that that is an appropriate use. My time would be better spent supporting crisis pregnancy centers and helping young women who are in crisis.
That's not what I asked you, Chris. You acting like.
But
you
if I,
acting
but
like a
here's the thing: if I say
Republican.
if I say
I answered my
yes,
question
yes, I would
straight.
vote pro-life. You are assigning to me an answer that I do not believe. I do not believe that it is appropriate just because I have a different view of abortion than
So
you.
would
that I
you vote
my
yes or
pers-
no on whether you would allow abortion to be legal in your state is the question.
If we all had to go to the poll today, I will vote. Hey, do what
I
you
would
want to
write
do.
in F them kids because I don't
Shut
care.
the fuck up. What would you vote?
I mean, you're creating scenarios though that like, but that's the problem with it.
He doing that white man tap dance.
No, it's not a it's not
too
a tap
close
dance.
to the issue.
No, fuck that. Fuck you, Dion.
I'll be fucked.
Seriously.
I'll be fucked because
You know
that's what
what?
you're doing. You're
Yours-
tap
no.
dancing.
No,
she
because-
asked you a direct question. Would you vote yes or no, to
fuck
legalize
you.
abortion? And you
Go
were like,
for it.
well,
No.
my personal belief
Because
is...
she is asking me for an opinion that I do not.
No, she's
hold-
not asking your
I
opinion.
would never want to put myself in a position where I was the person
so you
deciding
so
how
you
other
wouldn't
people
vote.
would live.
So you wouldn't vote.
So you wouldn't vote if it was
So
on the
just
ballot.
say you wouldn't vote.
If it was on the ballot, you wouldn't vote.
I wouldn't vote.
Okay, that's
God
all the
damn,
fuck she was
Chris.
asking.
Do you know that was like if we were having sex, it was like you would go. You went 6 minutes,
Because-
and I only asked for 3.
Because you're asking me, because you're trying to put me into a
No,
position.
I'm not. I just asked you a question.
Yeah, but you ask me a question that would put me into a position I don't agree. And I think, Dion, you're trying to.
No, I'm
to be
just telling you that's
condescending.
how black people live. We get put in positions we didn't ask for all the fucking time, and we got to deal with it.
You always got to bring this shit.
No,
back to
I'm
black
just
people.
saying, I want him to understand the mentality of the thought process. That's all.
Every
That-
single
yeah.
person breathing that lives under
Okay, then.
a government.
So it's not wrong to say I would vote to
No, it's not
outlaw
wrong to say no.
abortion. That's not wrong. That's your opinion. If that's how you feel, fine.
And we all respect your opinion.
What I'm saying is don't give me a no answer because that's bullshit.
He's saying don't give him don't fucking beat around the bush.
Yeah.
It's just as simple as no. I respect
A
that.
non-answer
That's
is
the way
bullshit.
you feel, and that's the way I feel, and there's nothing wrong with that. But honestly, overall, the government, I don't think that they should have a right to tell us without. And I'm a woman, and I'm speaking from a woman point of view, not for all women, not for all black women. I'm speaking from. I am a girl. I want to know why is it so bad that you want to chase us down not to have an abortion, but you does absolutely nothing for the man. I've never heard a clip that dick law. I've never heard of a law. Why aren't we clipping dicks? If you really want to stop, baby, clip the dick. The dick still can work with the dick being clipped. And then that's how you outlaw abortion. Just go and clip nigga dicks.
Well, because
sterilization was already tried and it didn't go so well. I mean, sterilization.
I know a lot of white men in my community out here got clipped dicks and don't have children.
By choice. That's the difference, is the sterilization
So why do we
laws.
get a choice and they don't?
Because
No, you ain't we. I'm a
Because
girl.
America loves to oppress women.
That's
It's
what I'm
built
saying.
on the
How
oppression
men
of
have the
women.
choice to be sterilized, and then a woman has a choice whether or not to have the baby, and now we're arguing about it.
Yeah.
Why?
That's what we talking about.
Every right that
Why?
a woman is able to get about her body, she had to get from a man, and then it's up to be taken away from a man.
I just don't. I
from
personally
everybody.
do not, and I'm not attacking you, Chris. If you feel like I'm attacking you, I apologize because I'm
Yes.
not.
Fuck you,
You're-
Dion. I'm just kidding.
I'll have the abortion if I get pregnant. I'm telling you that right now.
I think we'd have a cute.
That'd be the ugliest baby in the world.
Fuck you, Garyana. That would be a cute baby.
Them have a baby together. You remember those campaigns? Y'all might be too young, but back in the day, they used to have these campaigns where men were pregnant, and I think the whole message was making men look like and feel like what women go through.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually, as a little girl, I thought men could get pregnant. So when I saw two gay men together, I was like, who gonna carry the baby? That was always in the back of my head from that campaign.
Oh my god.
Would you fuck me, Chris?
Honestly, yes.
Would you?
He's got the Snapchat filter on, and he looks fucking thick.
No, he said thick of
Y'all
her.
crazy.
But the pro-life people don't see it as a birth control issue, which is really kind of how you're framing it, Dion. They see it as a life being ended. They see it as a murder issue.
Okay,
Hold on.
Wait a minute. Well,
And
don't
so
cut him off.
the
Don't
problem
do that.
the problem is that there are two fundamental irreconcilable worldviews here that at the end of this podcast we're not going to change each other's mind.
No, we're not. We're just
not.
talking.
And so how do you that's part of the reason that I fucking hate this issue so much, because it's so good for fundraising and it's
Y'all fundraise for that?
I don't, but I think the groups on either side do fundraise for
let
it.
me
And
tell you,
instead
I gotta tell
instead
you.
of hold on, let me instead of finding the issues that would help children in the position that Miss Pat was in, like how
don't
do,
even
how
wanna
do
give
we
you birth control,
how do we
Chris.
do more for the foster care system? How do we make adoption easier? How do we fix
Stop wasting time fundraising on abortion.
Exactly right.
Okay.
And on that we agree. And so if you look at the way that Miss Pat grew up, what are the conditions that were contributed by the government that we supposedly control and other issues, we could come together around some of those things instead of having these fucking bullshit debates where we're never going to agree.
It's
The
not
three
a
of you
debate.
and me
You
are
just
never
told
going to
me.
agree.
You just told me that your view is you feel like someone's killing a life. Okay, but if the parent has that right, it's
They
her.
have a-
It's
they have a
her. It's
right
her
to
body.
kill a child.
It's her body. She has that right.
Well, Chris, if you're that concerned about it, how about giving me some money for these kids that made it? The crack baby, they made it.
I have a question. So, do you believe in capital punishment?
I don't.
What do you mean?
Like, do
Meaning
you believe that
death
the state
penalty.
has
Should
the
you be
authority
put to should you be
kill?
put to death for having an abortion?
I'm funny on that one now. I'm fickle. I used
She
to
said
not-
I flip flop.
Yeah,
Kill that nigga. Say that nigga.
It's according to who you killing. Because let me say this: it's according to who you killing. To be honest with you, and it ain't about black and white. It's more of the crime. Like they have so many black men and Hispanic men on death row, and come to find out DNA released them. So that's why I'm fickle on it, because if you haven't, if it's an old case and you haven't 100% proven, and it's 2019 and you ain't fucking ran a DNA something to get these people off, I think the evidence should be looked at again before you fry them.
I'm 100% against the death penalty in all cases. There just should be absolutely no. The government should not have the power to end a life.
It doesn't make sense with. Your
But they
whole,
gotta. You don't think the government have a right to end a life?
I don't.
But you got. But you think it's okay for them to tell me what to do with my pussy? That's still an abortion. You killed them at 40, or you killed them at one day.
I don't believe the government should exist.
She actually made a
so
point.
Yes,
that's
the
part
fuck
of
it should.
that's the part of the
If the
problem.
government wouldn't exist, motherfucker be shooting everybody in the street.
And they're not doing that now. Like, am I
No,
the crazy
because
one?
of the fact that there's a government.
But no.
Really?
The more people you put together, the crazier they get.
Y'all be quieter now.
We're trying to solve abortion, goddammit.
We about to solve capital punishment, abortion,
the problem of government.
Yes, we're going to do all today.
Capital punishment is I like to see if it's somebody like for an old ass case where they murdered somebody years ago, and especially when it's a black defendant, because back in those days and to this day too, we still get treated like shit. Just search the evidence a little bit more before you just put this person to death. One person that I did not give a fuck about, and I don't know if y'all remember this case, because Tukey, you remember the gang member in L.A.? He was started.
But he reformed himself. We had to learn about that in school.
Yeah, he did reform himself. But
that's supposed to be what the prison system is about: reformation, not
Right.
punishment.
I was on the fence with Tukey because he ended up, and I understand when you come from a bad life. Like when I was in Canada, they don't fucking kill you like they do over in America. You do the shit
They don't
Tukey
have
did,
death penalty.
they fucking put you in jail and try to find out where, why, and how can we reform you and make you a better person, which I totally agree from that. But Tukey was... I was kind of on the fence with that one. I didn't know if I want to kill him because he had done such good things, and I know what it is to come from a bad life. Now, when you get a motherfucker who shoot their whole goddamn family, I have no pity for
Like
you.
them damn Menendez brothers.
Yeah, that's exactly.
But even then, that was a super long trial. And at the end of the day, the American justice system is supposed to be about the
you can't
protecting
reform
the
no
accused.
Menendez. You cannot reform.
But
a
you have to
Menendez
leave
brother.
the ability for some. If there was a mistake, the death penalty is so final. And if you look at, for instance, in Dallas, all of the death penalty cases where the men would have never been put to death because a racist-ass prosecutor in the 60s and 70s was just putting black men on death row.
That's today too.
And now that you have DNA evidence, those guys are being exonerated, and you say, "Oh, sorry, we didn't mean to kill them in 1985."
And you think about all the people who have died over those 40 years because you didn't have DNA. I don't believe. Like, I'm a criminal justice major. I do not believe in the death penalty whatsoever.
You don't think the Menendez brother?
I believe no. But
Yeah.
but this is the thing. Canada's worst serial killer in all of their history got like 65 years in prison. Give people life sentences. Give people longer sentences. But you need to look to reform people first. That's what I think.
And
or
then you give
your
them another
system
chance
is
to fucking kill somebody. Like
I'm on the fence with
you.
You're not going to reform 100% of people.
You're
but
right.
I'm saying
So
at least
is
put
that-
forth
so-
the effort, because at this point in the criminal justice system, you're not reforming anybody.
Well,
you're not trying to help anybody.
What is justice?
You put people.
What's justice? What is justice? You're not gonna get that life back.
And I'd
so
argue-
you punish this motherfucker for 65 years, 70.
Well, and if a motherfucker, hold on, Dion, a motherfucker been in jail 65 years, he ain't killing nobody but his fucking kidneys and diabetes.
You
Ain't
never
motherfucker-
know. He could
gonna
get
crawl
out.
of jail.
He could get out of jail,
He
get in a
ain't
car
strong
accident.
enough to choke a rat out.
It ain't about choking. It's about circumstance. It's about situation.
That motherfucker ain't killing nobody. He probably went to jail when he was 30. 65 plus 30. If I'm not wrong, ain't that 95? What
Yeah.
a 95-year-old? Motherfucker, that's like Betty White raping you. That is impossible.
That sounds like a great show.
Nah,
like
'cause
old
I-
people
I
getting out of
fuck the shit out of
prison.
Betty White.
Would you rather fuck me or Betty White?
Betty White.
Fuck you, Dion.
Sorry, Chris.
That's okay.
Her titties
Betty
are bigger
White
than yours.
thick. you see her in the pants? Wow.
Plus, she got money, Chris.
The other, yeah, that's true.
She
You might
got
get some
money,
in the will to my lovely Nubian lover. The other part about the death penalty is that it's way more expensive for somebody to be put to death because of the amount of appeals and the overworked criminal justice system. The prosecutors have to re-defend these cases over and over. It's easier just to keep them in jail than to put them to death. And
well,
so
it
there's
costs more to keep them alive. Most of them,
it costs more to eventually put them to death because of the continuous appeals. It's cheaper to give them life in prison by tens of thousands of dollars. So they're really
What are we talking about? Money? Because money we can print.
But
So
when you
you're
look
talking
at,
about time and effort. That's
but
what you're talking about.
when you're talking about-
it takes more effort to kill them than it does
right.
to keep them in a jail cell for the rest of their life.
and any government
Because how many
agency,
appeals do they get?
Well, they get it's a cocktail of two different, like sodium chloride and
I didn't say what'd you kill them with. I said how many appeals do they get?
oh, appeals. I thought you said
you-
pills.
Yes, my apologies. That's right.
They don't kill
I
you
was
with
like-
pills.
I was like cocktail. Goddamn.
I think, and
cocktail?
Garyani, you may know on the amount of appeals they get, but you can retry. But at the end of the day, when you're talking about a government agency like a prosecutor's office or a public defender's office, you're talking about a finite amount of resources with a government agency. And by continually taxing, like the Marion County prosecutor's office here in Indianapolis, to retry these cases, you're taking away manpower and time and energy from real cases like child molesters and other shit that may need done. And then you're sucking up resources that those agencies need. Now, I'd argue that the entire criminal justice system that we have set up right now is not to reform anybody. It's to warehouse the socioeconomic bottom 15% of society, because we don't know what to do with you, so we'll put you in jail for drugs and for petty crimes and repeated offenses and
We'll make money off of you.
and
It's
make
all
money.
about money.
That's exactly
My
right.
brother's in jail right now,
Yeah.
and literally, when I went to jail, you can make a phone call or collect call and talk all fucking day on that call. Just don't hang up. Tell your family I'm gonna go up here and take a nap and leave the phone off the hook.
Yeah.
You can't do that shit no more.
Right.
Literally, it costs you. I don't know what the fuck it costs you, but my brother can go through $100 in a week.
Right.
And the commissary, my brother actually, it's all about money. Keeping those beds won't like the hospital. If you let a motherfucker go home, you ain't gonna have no money. So you're not making any money. My brother I spent $90 on that very first Nano iPod.
Right.
$90 fucking dollars. Y'all know that thing. I don't even think they make them no more. They must redo them and sell them to them in jail.
Yeah.
It's all about the fucking money. So this
What a
country,
nigga in jail need with an iPod?
he need to listen to some motherfucking Rick James.
Well, he better
and R.
sing that
Kelly.
shit. I'm not $90.
Pat down. If you're in jail listening to this show, write us a letter. So privatization. So they try to privatize, and anytime you privatize human lives, it gets bad. Like, for instance, there's a company that was private. They privatized the healthcare for prisoners. And it's a for-profit company.
Of course.
And so they have a monopoly on the service here in the state of Indiana. And so to give their shareholders what they need, they start cutting services and medicine and healthcare.
And people start dying.
Yeah, and my friend Woody, we did an episode on my podcast about
Nobody gives a fuck about your podcast.
about his daughter.
I'm just kidding.
She had a complicated blood disease, and she ended up dying in prison because they didn't have the resources to take care of her, because it's a private company that eventually got kicked out, but it took like a ton of people dying here in the state of Indiana because of bad medical care. And so it's not privatization in the free market sense that Republicans say it is. It's a monopoly meant to give shareholders better return, and it's bullshit.
It's all about the money. That's
how
what's
the
wrong with
That's
this
what
country.
a lot of the cloak and dagger shit is,
Right.
though. Is, it'll be better if we're in charge because we'll trickle it down.
Yeah,
but those
fuck
motherfuckers
that
never
shit.
trickle shit.
No.
They don't trick or shit. We poor as fuck. I'm poor. You poor. We know you poor.
I'm triple
He ain't
poor.
got no motherfucking side window on his car. That motherfucker, he
Yeah,
got
you
one of
saw
them
my
mirrors
car
that
out
you
there.
do your makeup in. He hold
Nigga,
He held a compact mirror
so
out
the
the window.
weekend I drove down to Lexington, Kentucky.
Oh
He was
God!
doing shows,
He
right?
thought I was gonna get in that raggedy ass car and ride back. I rented me a car. I said, I ain't got no money, but I'm too bougie to be riding this motherfucker.
She is
It
too
sounds
bougie
like
to
we
ride
is
my
a
car.
fucking lawnmower.
See, now who bougie? You should be happy just to have a car.
Say it
You
one
see
more
how
time.
dumb-
Thank
you
you,
see how dumb
Garyana.
it sounds?
I'm pro-choice.
You pro raggedy car. I'm not pro raggedy car.
So I'm driving down to I'm driving down to Kentucky, and as I'm driving, I hit a bump, and my fucking you know the thing you use to block the sun. One of the screws fell out, hit me right in the motherfucking forehead. I was like, God damn, my car is a piece of shit.
I'm surprised they even give him a tag. Let me tell you something. He gonna have to live in Indianapolis forever. Cause he ever try to get that emission shit somewhere else. They will roll that motherfucker in down in that hole where you change the oil at.
He looks like Pigpen from Charlie Brown when he drives down the road. Just oil smoke.
I mean, the wires. He just literally got the wires and duct tape hanging out. And I'm like, Dion, what the fuck? No air, no heat.
I got air. It's called 80 miles on the freeway. Roll the windows down.
The Lord provides.
You know what he remind me of? When I first started dating my first kid's father, he had a car like that. He had fucking the windows you had to shake them to go up. And then you had to take a piece of wood and clamp down in there so the window wouldn't fall all the way back down in there. And he taught you how to reach through the door panel and push the window up. Wasn't no roll, nigga. You had to reach through the door panel and put the window up and hold the motherfucking wood down. But the thing that got me the most was he had no floorboards in the bottom. It was rusted out. So he had a piece of wood there. And sometimes, like sometimes he would put a mat over it, or if he forgot, like if he cleaned out his car, nigga, your feet would fall clean through the mud. You be like the Flintstones. So a lot of times you just roll with your legs open. The raggedy, that's what that shit. He have no heat, no AC. His car was so raggedy, the wiring was so bad, no radio. So back in the day, the black folks told them big ass boom box like LL Cool J. we had one on the back seat, and everybody thought we had boom in the car.
All right, so now after hearing who you were dating, I'm for abortions. You should not have procreated with him. You single-handedly changed my mind.
You would have killed Ashley.
Poor Ashley.
Well,
And not killed.
well, some people ain't lucky.
Shut the fuck up.
We don't all make it to the end. You know what? But like, if anybody in Alabama needs an abortion, I'm willing to kick anybody down a flight of steps. $15 easy, and I'll kick you down a flight of steps
$50.
and make sure it sticks.
She don't mean this audience.
No, because I told my baby mama-in-law. What's her name? Can I not say her name on the podcast?
Baby mama-in-law.
Because they ain't married.
They get married.
When they get married, then she'll be my what is she be?
Sister-in-law.
Sister-in-law. But for now, she's my baby mama-in-law. What?
I was so confused. I'm like, you don't got what?
You don't have a husband, and he's not cheating on you.
But now that you explained it, I completely understand what you're
See,
saying.
don't it make sense? I'm so smart. I'm wise. But my baby mama-in-law, I told her when she was pregnant with
Chris,
my
that's some
niece,
ghetto
I told
shit.
her I'd kick her down a flight of steps.
I know.
And she ain't listening to me. What?
No, don't kill my grandbabies.
What? I would've did it.
She was in a good situation.
See, it used to be safer and legal, and now she's kicking women down the stairs.
I'm not
It's called the
advocating
slippery
for
slope.
abortion. I just want to put that out there. I'm not advocating for. I'm just
I'm not
saying you can't take
advocating
away
either.
somebody's options.
I'm just
Who
saying,
are you
do
to
as
tell them what they
please.
can and can't do? That's all I'm saying.
And I'm saying, I'm for whatever you decide to do. I respect your choice, and I'm also for a campaign, a clip the nuts campaign. We gotta start clipping these nuts, ladies, so this shit can stop going through holding up Congress, and we ain't got to vote on. Just clip all the nuts. We don't even. All we want is hard dick. We don't even care about your nuts. Have anybody ever cared about your nuts? No.
I had a few young ladies that really cared about my nuts.
How young were they, Chris Kelly?
25-ish. 26.
15 to me. He's
that's-
he adding 10.
See how ready he
Don't
got?
you turn me into... That's just not abducted in plain sight, you fucking asshole.
I want to know, how did she care about your nuts? Did she put them in a?
With her velvety tongue, Miss Pat.
A bitch had velvet on her tongue?
No.
You fucking witches?
I should have known better than to try and
Yeah,
paint
I
a
was
picture.
gonna say, why would you say velvety to her?
Don't give her new verbs.
Get your ass out of here. We podcast.
Yeah, you don't walk in here right now. This is-
Especially when he's talking. See,
Listen
I
to
knew
the-
something was wrong with you, your nasty.
The
ass.
fuck
It was like a Pied
You're
Piper.
gonna
She
do it in
came
front
in
of your
here.
children? Disgusting.
See, I'm going to cut that out because the white man walks in the podcast and all of a sudden you turn him into a chomo. Fuck you,
Chomo?
Dion.
What's a tromo?
Chomo, child molester.
Oh, that what you call them, chomos?
I've never heard of that.
Never heard that?
No, we call them Chester molester in the hood.
Chest messes.
No, Chester the molester.
Yeah, we call them that too.
Yeah, most of the child molesters in my neighborhood was named Chester.
Patton Oswalt, what is it? Uncle Touchy's puzzle basement. He had a bit
We gotta wrap this.
yeah,
shit
we
up.
need to end. This ended 5 minutes. This went 5 minutes too goddamn long.
Oh, I've enjoyed. Y'all make sure y'all check out my website, MissPatComedy.com, for all the great merch and all the dates where I'm going to be performing at. And get your tickets to come out and see me. We're going to have a good fucking time. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of The Pat Down. Make sure you check out my website at MissPatComedy.com. for all of my social media, my tour dates, my book. Make sure you spread the word about my podcast. Please rate and review. Please rate and review and share. Thank y'all so much, y'all. I've been Miss Pat.